What's up, everybody? Welcome to Mr. Straight Facts Show. I am Mr. Straight Facts. Today, we're gonna get it in. This war. I know I left y'all yesterday. I was just tore up about this shit, man. I was all in my own head, pissed off, and I'm still mad. But I talked it through in my own little therapeutic way. It's still pissed, but could be able to laugh just a little bit, not because of what's going on, because what's going on is sad, but it's just been a crazy day. So much contradictory crap. It's just insane. We're gonna start off first, though. We're gonna start off first, not with the war stuff, because that's gonna be the majority of what I talk about. We're gonna start off with the one of the things that I don't know if I should be laughing about it, but I do, is the stupidity of Fox. They literally want you to believe the shit they say. I mean, I don't even know why they even do the show. I don't know if you guys got a chance earlier today to see the Fox show about the jobs numbers. And I know it's an entertainment factor for them because they know most of their people have been brainwashed, so they'll never know the truth. But they came on today, and I'm going to sum it up, but you're going to see it. We're going to watch this entire thing. But I'm going to sum it up just a little bit. They come on, Maria Bartiromo, they come on with their panelists of nitwits, and they're like, they're expecting the numbers to be great because last month was just crazy great, I guess, for them, or whatever month it was, January, I believe. And they're excited about, this, that, and the third. They said this is supposed to be an improvement and blah, blah, blah. And it turns out it's not. But what you get to see is a juxtaposition of these people pretending like they know what the fuck they're talking about. And then when it hits that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, how they shift the conversation as if they knew what the fuck they was talking about. I don't understand. I don't understand the mentality, yo. I can sit there and say, this is me. If I'm gonna guess and I look at the number and the stats and I don't know because I'm not with the BPS or BLS, Bureau of Labor and Statistics, I'm not a part of them. So I'm just like, you know what? I've been getting information from CEOs and stuff like that, and I think we're going to have an increase, and then I think this is going to, the unemployment is going to decrease, and it's going to be that. And then once it turns out it's not that, well, we had a miscalculation. We turned out to be wrong. Now we got to figure out why this particularly happened. Let's go through the stats and information. Let's look a little deeper. As we do that, we're going to talk to blah, blah, blah. And why did you get it wrong? Why do you think you got it wrong? Becky, Tom, whatever, Chip. But no, these fools go on to be like, well, I really kind of knew that was going to. No, you didn't. Quit lying. Quit lying. You did not know. You had no idea. These people come up with adjectives. It was pretty sticky to begin with. No. Half of you thought it was going to be a great jobs report. You was filled with smoke. And it turns out you had nothing. You was exhausted. You had no idea. You should step down, ma'am, or at least accept that you were wrong. Not move on and act like you still know what the fuck you're talking about. And on top of that, how many times can you guess before you really no longer are expert? I mean, if you got like 4 guesses and every guess you absolutely fucking far off wrong, you're an expert still. I mean, I'm just guessing. I'm just kind of understand. I'm getting in the ballpark. This is how I feel about it. You know what I'm saying? And this is how I don't know how y'all feel about it. And we're going to go into a different realm out here. Everybody got local meteorologists. And nothing wrong with meteorologists. I like the people. I know some of them. I get it. And they're going through technology and they're trying to learn shit. But at a certain point, if you say it's going to be sunny and it snows, all right, you got one off. You say it's going to rain and it's sunny all day, okay, you made it messed up twice. You say that it's going to be, it's not going to be a heat wave. You're going to have cool weather, nice little breeze, and it's hot and dry as fuck. You got 3 strikes, bitch. You out. You out. Take your ass and go somewhere. The fuck are you doing? Don't tell me you know what you're talking about if you get it wrong 98% of the time. You're not a meteorologist. You're just an M. The meteorologist is not in you. I mean, it's okay that it's not in you. You just can't depict shit. I mean, come on. Come on. At some point in time, you got to say, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. You got to say, it's a guess. This is a guess job. I'm not really an expert. I'm just looking at the computer, and the computer's telling me what to say, and I'm just regurgitating. So the computer is the expert. I'm just a talking head. At some point, you got to admit that. At some point. Because I'm like tripping off this shit. But let's go ahead and watch how they act with these job numbers.
Well, welcome back. Okay, we are on countdown mode. We are 4 minutes away from the February jobs report. Expectations call for a gain in jobs of 59,000 non-farm payrolls, and the unemployment rate holding steady at 4.3%. Let's check markets going into this number. Dow Industrials right now down 250.
Okay, hold on. Why is she like, we give this 75, 75, what do I bring around the roads? You got 75, got 85, got 85, got 95. 95, going 95, 95, 45. What 45, 99? Why is she doing that? The bitch sound like she's trying to sell a pig instead of telling you the fucking like numbers. We got 75. What the fuck is that? I mean, what the hell? Did she used to be like a person who sold animals or some shit? I don't know her past. But that's weird. Listen to this shit. Am I wrong? Is it just me? Is it just me?
57 points. NASDAQ, S&P 500 also weak this morning.
And at the same time, though, it's also the job market. I know, we're going to get new news. Well, I'm not sure it's new news. I know we're going to get news in a minute on the labor market. But look at unemployment claims. I mean, they are incredibly low, highlighting that companies aren't firing. And we do think incrementally that people are starting to hire, reflecting what's going on with corporate profits and also business confidence in a rising trend.
Yeah, really, really important points all around. And by the way, you've also talked about retail sales. We're going to get retail sales in a second. So Gerald Storch, I'm going to be coming to you momentarily on that. Don't forget, we had massive winter storms in February, so that may very well have impacted the retail sales number as well, making that noisy as well. Cheryl Cassoni with the numbers. Go ahead, Cheryl.
All right, here we go. So we have a negative number for February non-farm payrolls, a loss of 92,000 jobs. You can see the market reacting, We are also seeing the unemployment rate tick up to 4.4%, a loss of factory jobs of 12,000, government jobs, a loss of 6,000, private sector jobs, a loss of 86,000.
A loss of private jobs of 86,000. I thought those tariffs were supposed to work. Thought it was supposed to create jobs. Thought you was bringing factories back. We're bringing factories back. These broke people don't know how to act. No, you're not bringing shit back. Y'all whack. But anyway, let's get it.
Average hourly earnings up 3.8%, which is better than expected. But obviously the headline here is what we're seeing within the report. We also got a negative read on January retail sales, 0.2% to the downside. But I do want to say again, it is the jobs report. We're also seeing here again the U6, the unemployment rate, that came in at 7.9%. Labor force participation, 62%. Again, all of these numbers, to be clear here, are the opposite of the estimates that we got. Let me get into the report to give you exactly where the government says that these massive job losses are actually happening. Sticky report, messy report, and I'm going to be looking for revisions.
Sticky report, messy report. It's a fucked up report. Sticky term. Sticky. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. And Trump is fucked up. He don't know how to run shit. Yeah, You're going to learn a little bit more about that, but sticky my ass. It's fucked up. That's what it is. But any economist, and I ain't talking about a professional economist. I'm talking about kids that are going to school in college, first year economists, people who are like, oh yeah, that's a smart young man or young lady in economy class. They know that this shit was not going to work long term. It just wasn't. Not Not just like, oh, the brightest one in the room knew. No, the first person. How do you spell economy? Okay, economy. And this is supply and demand. Okay, now if I do this and I get tariffs, or am I going to lose jobs or I'm going to create jobs? Well, that would be losing jobs, right? I would think. An idiot would have known this shit. And it's killing me. These people are executives, and they're going to sit here and tell you prior to this number coming out, everything. I mean, literally minutes before, it's going to be great. We're going to have good jobs. Everybody I know is talking about jobs are hiring and blah, blah, blah. 2.5 minutes later, it's a sticky report. Sticky, you fucked up. You had no clue what the fuck you're talking about. Anybody with a brain knew if you start raising prices of shit and putting all this money out here that people got to spend millions upon millions or more dollars for a product that people aren't buying, that means if they don't demand it, there's going to be no supply for it. If there's no supply for it, then the company either closes down or fires people or do whatever they can so they can start making profit again. It's just simple fucking economics. It is really easier than that. It is like whenever you balance your bank account, if you got money in the bits and you spend more than what you fucking have, you're going broke. And that shit right there don't connect. That doesn't connect with them. I mean, really, y'all need to quit. I am amazed at the idiocy that we have. These people are making millions of dollars, sitting in these chairs, making millions of dollars a year. And I guarantee you, not too many of them actually really have a business background. They sat around and said, hey, you know what? You look good on camera, girl. You want to do, you sure? You want to do business, Fox business? Okay, come on over. Come on over. Do the Fox business. Just read what you see and kind of learn up on a little process of money. Just ask some questions and start getting better at it. I guarantee you, none of them, I ain't gonna say all of them, but some of them were not into finance. They had no fucking clue. You're gonna have a woman predicting shit, and 4 minutes later, she's gonna be like, it was sticky. I figured it was sticky. 4 minutes before, you said it was gonna be good. Jobs increasing. Nobody's losing jobs. Heifer stupid.
Here in a moment. Employment and healthcare decreased, according to the government, reflecting strike activity, which is what Mohammed said to you moments ago, Maria. Employment and information and federal government.
Well, let's stop there for a second, just in case you didn't hear it, and maybe I was talking over it. I don't know for sure. She's strike activity. She was trying to give themselves some leeway from their fuck up, because she had said earlier on, because in February or around that time, they had a bunch of strikes. People struck out of their jobs and said, you know, they weren't going to do this. And sometimes the jobs didn't hire them back. They fired some people, blah, blah, blah. But that's every year. That's pretty much almost every month. There's a strike somewhere. A union striking somewhere almost every month. So strike activity is giving it. Let me explain something real quick. Prior to the 4 minutes before y'all got this information, y'all thought it was going to be an increase in jobs, and you already had mentioned that there was strike activity, in which you already predicted there were going to be more jobs. So now, after she's reading it, you did say there was going to be strike activity, but she also said it was going to increase despite that. Boy, like I said, I can't stand liars. Take the heat. You know what? I messed up. Yep. I messed up. Next time, I'm not going to predict. Once I know we had a strike, so I should have predicted that we're going to lose jobs, but maybe not that much. Could have guessed it, but nobody really knows. I get that. But for you to automatically tell your audience that there's going to be an increase, that they've been hiring, you haven't heard of any losses. CEOs said they've been doing, really well, and then AI. Don't go that far if you haven't really done the numbers. But these people, they go there, and then as soon as they find out they was wrong, they try to act like they got excuses. No, you effed up. All of us can. That's why you shouldn't stick your neck out there to get it cut off. You should say, reserved. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but based on what I've been told, it was this. And when it was over, be like, I guess I got the information wrong. Nope. They don't want to say they were wrong. They want to act like, oh, I said this. I was right about that. You right about there were strikes? Anybody with eyes would have known that. Ears would have known that.
continue to trend to the downside, according to the federal government. So again, Maria, this report, these numbers are certainly not the expectations whatsoever. A loss of 92,000 jobs. The Street, again, was looking for a gain of 59,000 jobs. And this also flies in the face of the ADP numbers that we got on Wednesday, where we saw actually hiring in the private sector, construction, education, and healthcare. I think sticky is a very key word here and a very noisy report, Maria.
Sticky and noisy. Fucked up and wrong.
Yeah, and you know what? Look, we've been talking about AI efficiencies, and that has to be considered here, Gerald Storch, because, look, a week ago we heard from Block, right, and they're going to cut 40% of their workforce because they have AI tools that are replacing people. Oracle, the cloud unit, says it's putting a pause on hiring. How much of that is a factor here? And, Gerald, what are your assessments of these jobs numbers? A negative 92,000 versus an estimate.
Okay, I'll stop it. Man, her husband has got to wear earplugs when she talks. I'm just saying. Her voice is highly fucking annoying. Ugh. I mean, highly annoying. What the hell is that? I'd be like, I ain't heard what she said since 1962. If they were married that long. Like, what she talks? Oh, okay. It's insane. That lady. Oof, Jesus Christ. I know she can't help what she was born with, but I mean, talk less. Don't get a job talking. Anyway, that's what happened today, and the jobs numbers. I don't understand how people can think the jobs numbers, which shocks me, and they revised the job numbers before, which it was a really high improved jobs number where it went down only 4,000 to 6,000 jobs or something like that. So it went from 130 or something, 126 or whatever the hell it was. But overall, in the last year, I think it was last year, they created, with all these job losses and increases, 116,000 jobs in a year, y'all. And they tried to compare, not in this show. Throughout the day, I was listening to some of these maggots, these maggots, and like on news, like Fox type of people, whatever. And they tried to say, oh, it was better than what Biden had done. Nah, bitch, you wrong. It was not. It was not better than Biden had done. Biden's last year, he created 1.4 million jobs. This fool in a year created 116,000 jobs. 116. And it happened all right after this fool had his little Independence Day, whatever he called that shit, where he threw out the tariffs in February. February threw out these tariffs and was killing everybody. Thought, we're going to raise so much money. And these idiots thought it was money coming from other countries. And when they found out, some of them still are stupid and think we still getting it from another country. Don't realize it's coming from us. Gas prices going up. Y'all, the gas prices. This is not funny because you guys are in some of these states and I am sorry. Okay? And I'm pretty sure I'm in it too. I didn't look at the gas today. But in most of these red states, their gas went up 40-something cents in the past few days. 40 cents. Bitch, it ain't $1.99. Never was, but it ain't that no more. It was 2-something, whatever the latest in the smallest states or whatever the fuck it is, 2-something. That shit hitting 332 now. It's killing me. I'm like, you dumbasses. How the hell you think that this person's going? We've been telling you, and I don't understand how. I mean, there's got to be some kind of plot with the billionaires trying to break us, because there is no way in hell that you're telling me that Donald Trump has two people that were in the stock market and made a shit ton of money, right? Scott Bessent, they called him a genius. I think, what's her name on late night, 11th hour, or whatever her fucking name is, Stephanie Rule, whatever. She called him a genius. He was smart. He made a lot of money in stock. This dipshit out here telling people taxes, that tariffs aren't taxes. You can't tell me that, because that tells me He lying on purpose. He had to know that tariffs are going to tear this country apart. So if he's doing that, right, that tells me that there's a concerted effort to F this country over financially. It has to be. You can't tell me somebody who's supposed to be bright in the market has some strange idea that throwing tariffs on everybody and their mama is going to take taxes from other countries when he knows it takes it from the American people. So here's the thing. Seeing as how he does know this, he can't be in stocks and be this genius everybody thought he was in Wall Street, that he made all this money doing it. He has to know tariffs cost American people a lot of money. So what does it really mean? To me, it means that this entire time when Kamala Harris was saying we got to tax the rich and make them pay their fair share, and in most of America, 70% of Americans wanted that. I think it was 80% of Americans wanted that. The rich pay their fair share. They said to us, F you. We're going to come in and tariff your ass and make you pay more taxes. And we're going to get you to like paying more taxes while we continue to pay less taxes. And while we're taxing you, we're taxing the fuck out of you, we're going to gather all this money up because we need to get to our $2 trillion number. Doge didn't do it. We're going to add all this money up, and then we're going to give y'all a tax break and tell you you're getting 2-3 grand back. While we get our $2 trillion back that we wanted, 1.9 trillion. Y'all can share the rest amongst the rest of you peasants. The 100 million, we'll take the 1.9, and y'all take that 100 million and spread it amongst your little weak asses. That's what they said and did to us. And these maggots don't know that shit. Because how else can geniuses in the market that made a shit ton in the market not know tariffs or taxes on the American people? Of course they know. And they know they're not going to be benefit. They're not going to eat it. So basically, it ain't going to bother them. Because why? They got interest in all these companies, if not owning a bunch of these companies. And so when that money comes in, they got to pay an extra $100 million or whatever. They're going to charge us that interest plus some and say it's just the fact that it's inflation. Price gouging what it's going to be. Before inflation hits, they're going to price gouge the shit out of us, make their money back on the price gouging. Then when the inflation comes in, make their money back and then some, and then say, hey, can't do nothing about it, inflation's high. They robbing us fucking blind. And nitwit, dumbass Americans that are MAGA just gave them the key, access to destroy America's economy. So many people, guarantee, mark my words, so many of us who are middle class will be poor by Donald Trump's end. You think you got money in the bank, your ass gonna be broke by the time this man is over. Why? Because you're gonna be paying thousands upon thousands of dollars every year, and you just might lose your job in the process. So you're gonna have to use more of that money to survive. Therefore, you will be in trouble. And the stock market is crashing. And it ain't gonna, I don't think it's gonna completely crash, but it's crashing. We're losing points like a mother. And they're just sitting there just waiting and chilling. And guess what? When you start losing, they're going to start buying your homes for cheap, buying your cars for cheap, buying your retirement home for cheap. And you ain't going to have shit. That's what they're doing. And this is about MAGA. In your states, MAGA, your gas went up higher than anybody else's. Yours is in the 40 cents per gallon in these past few days. On average, it's gone up 32 cents. But in your states, it's gone up 40 cents or more. And this is just the beginning. This shit ain't ending. It ain't ending, people. Not at all. How is it going to end? China and Russia in on it now. China ain't doing nothing but sitting there waiting and saying, hey, look, yo, Iran, I know you got this thing of this IOA, you know what I'm saying? I think something removed or whatever the fuck it's called. That's drink removed. I don't know what the hell. But the Strait of Bermuda or whatever the hell it is, I know you got that straight, and you holding off the oil and shit. I get it. But homie, do me a little solid. You know I'm good with you. I ain't gonna do nothing but just say, hey, look, I think America and Israel are wrong for starting this. Matter of fact, with NATO, I think it was an illegal war. Therefore, that would make Donald Trump and Bibi Netanyahu crimes, illegal for doing that, not just the war itself. The American people, they didn't want this. As you can see, America didn't want it. They didn't verify it. I think these two are war criminals. This is what China's saying. I think America, Donald Trump and Bibi Netanyahu are war criminals, and therefore you need to ring them in at NATO. But we ain't gonna fight. But Iran, come here, homie. We've been cool. We get most of our oil from you. Let us get through. And that's what Iran's doing. They're working a plan to say, all right, these Chinese tankers that are taking them oil, yeah, y'all get through. We ain't gonna blow y'all up. Go on, get your oil on. Go on, do it. You drive by, they fine. And let somebody else come by, kaboom. Guess who stepped in the room? Iran. We ain't playing, man. So they about to blow everybody up. That's how it's going down. China done hooked itself up without getting in the war. Oh, and Russia got into it too. So Russia's whole thing, they coming in, they saying, you know what? We're going to supply you with the military coordinates. You know why? Because in this war with Ukraine, this entire time, America's been giving them weaponry. And they've been giving them intel to blow up our shit. So now it's our time, Russia, to say, hey, we know where America's shit is. In fact, last time I was there, this dipshit gave me the red carpet treatment. Yeah, that would be Donald dumbass Trump. He gave me, and you know what? He talk a lot. This fool literally told me where all his shit's at. Now, do me this solid, Iran. Don't fuck, we ain't gonna fuck with you. We ain't gonna get too much in the war. But what we gonna do is we gonna give you the coordinates to the shit that we don't found out about. Yeah, blow them up. They doing it to us. They've been doing it to us for years now. And now that you are fucking with America, America can't help Ukraine. Matter of fact, America's asking Ukraine for help. They up here, help us. Because they didn't plan for this shit. So thank you, Iran. Even though you didn't start this war, it's so beautiful that you didn't start it. Because now we ain't got to get our nose in it. And we can actually make America the criminal in this. In every country, if Donald Trump brings his little orange ass in, if he becomes a criminal, they can arrest him, just like he did Maduro. That's what I'm saying. America fucked up royally because you got the orange dude in front of everything. He's literally probably, I think, he's going to become a war criminal. They might let America skate because NATO we gave them the most money. They might let us skate with that white privilege and more money thing. But Donald Trump keep throwing these tariffs on people and fucking with them. They just might make him a war criminal and get his ass up out there. And as an American, I ain't got no problem with you snatching his ass up and putting him in jail. If American Republicans can't fucking do their job, then be my guest, NATO, to call him a war criminal and snatch his ass up and throw him in jail in some tribunal or whatever the fuck it is. Keep him there till his orange ass deceased from old age or whatever that's on his neck gets his ass, whatever that is. Yeah, and so we go through this whole process that Donald Trump joined in with Zelensky. Sorry, Zelensky, you didn't do anything wrong. I'm sorry. And on top of that, I'm sorry the way they treated you. All Americans, I mean, I ain't gonna say all Americans. I can speak for myself, Americans that I know of. We felt bad when they brought you there and that J.D. Vance dipshit, the country backward ass fuck, sat there and disrespected you and said, you didn't say thank you and all stuff like that. Although there's video clips of you saying thank you multiple fucking times. But that was something they did to you. While they gave the red carpet to the dude that's giving them the coordinates to blow up our planes and our army bases right now. These white men with fucking power, racist, misogynistic, dipshit, think they white supremacy when they're white inferior pieces of shit are fucking this country up. Fucking this world up, to be honest. Out here with this short dick energy, doing all this stupid shit. Why can't we just get this shit down where we can work on shit and make deals with people? Instead, we out here fucking people over trying to steal shit. Well, you can actually work with them. We got enough money to be able to work with people. You were negotiating with Iran, and it was going well. The best deal we could possibly get at the certain point. Obama worked a deal with them with 3.5% enrichment. Donald Trump got, and they followed the rules. When they had that, they followed it 100%. The IEA, whatever that group is, that comes and checks out their facilities, came and checked it out and said they were abiding by the rules that Obama's administration had set forth. Then they lied and said with Bibi Netanyahu, they're 90%. Every time that Bibi Netanyahu has come out and lied on Iran, he has had, they're 80% proof. They were almost there. They won like a 96, was like, they're 60% there. They're 90% there. He just comes up with a random fucking number. But Donald Trump was the only dumbass that believed it. Everybody else listened to it, but they didn't do anything except for Bush. When we went to after 9/11, listen to that weapons of mass destruction shit from Bibi Netanyahu. I ain't gonna say I know what his mind is on, but Bibi Netanyahu is on some bullshit. This man is trying to get America in, because we're the muscle, into every fucking conflict when it ain't none of our fucking business. It ain't got shit to do with us. And he can't do it by himself. So he does. Look at it, he's at war now. Been fighting in Hamas, right, for years now. He tries to get Donald Trump. He don't try. He got Donald Trump to go in and do something with Iran. They end up doing something with Maduro, again, having to do with oil and shit. He mentioned something about today about Cuba. Like they're next, but we got to handle. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You going to every country that you want to fucking, that has oil, that has resources, and you're just trying to colonize them? I'm like, yo, this shit ain't going to end well for us. We can't go starting wars everywhere. We don't want one war. None of us want another war. We want to focus on America and make America strong. These fools are out here trying to use up every resource and all the money that we have, break Americans, kill their kids, just so their rich ass kids can sit around and eat fucking cake while we sitting here, our families are dying in bloodshed over what? They didn't even give you a reason why they're doing it. They've given you about 6 to 10 reasons, but none of them. Thank you, Dennis, the International Energy Atomic Commission, IEAC. There you go. Thank you very much for that group. So they already know. They already know that they were abiding by the rules under the President Obama's administration's plan or deal they had with them. But Donald Trump didn't want that black man to have a win. So he tore it up and thought he can do better, and still hasn't done better. And when he had a chance to do better, he couldn't do nothing about it because he had already planned to go to war. Think about this for a second. They said they planned this for months. Well, they started the negotiations. That would mean that while you were before the negotiations even started, you had already planned to go to war with them. So this negotiation was fake bullshit you was doing to begin with. You was trying to pull a coup. Go back and listen. I told you yesterday, but go back and read it yourself. The way America fucked over Iran before is that we pulled a coup via our intelligence and the British intelligence, our CIA, got together and fucked over Iran, which was Persia before. Fucked them over, and America was their like closest ally. We was cool with them, but we stabbed them in the back and got in bed with Britain to take over their oil and take their leader out of position. We did that shit. And then Donald Trump sitting here talking about now we got to have say-so in the next leader. Why? Because they want to take over and do the exact same shit they did before. Put a leader in that fucked over at the time, I guess, the Iranian / Persian people, fucked over their lives for 26 years with the Shah. He ruled with an iron fist. And they think that after killing their leader, they're going to let the same fucking country do the same fucking thing that they did in 1953 and 2026. Oh, no, they don't want to do that. They rather die than do that. That's why they were prepared. If you guys saw the video, it ain't saying that it's like no mean thing. It was just very calm and somber. It was a guy, the leader over there, one of the leaders over there, and they was asking him a question. I think it was a Fox show or something like that. They was asking him a question about, I don't know if it was like boots on the ground or something of that nature, and, we go to war with America and blah, blah, blah. He like, we ready. Like, And the guy who was at the reporter, you know, stiff suit, he thought he was, you want to, you talking about, you ready? I was like, we're ready. We down for whatever is basically what he was saying. And this dude was like, are you ready to fight with us? Or we ready, whatever he's going to do. We're not saying that we want that to happen. We want to do the peace talks. But if you guys are going to continue being the aggressor, we're going to be down for whatever. What are you supposed to do, cry? It is what it is, bro. We're going to fight. If we are getting attacked, we're going to fight. We're retaliating. We didn't start this, but we're going to damn sure try to finish. And this white dude, it seemed like he was baffled by it. Like, what? You doing what? I'm like, what were we supposed to do, coward? Was I supposed to cry, bitch? What the fuck? What are you talking about? You're attacking me and my family. Y'all killed. And today they found out there's intel, but America's still doing their investigation. America ain't gonna never do its investigation because they never tell the fucking truth. But as far as a geographical area, America was in charge of that particular area in which the 160 people died, mostly young girls between the ages of 7 and 12. Found that out today. So it is America that more than likely, and I would say more than likely, we're looking at like 90, 95, 96% of the chances that we are the ones who killed those babies. And you think they're going to say love to America? Hell no. You've been fucking with America, not us. Americans didn't do shit. Our American leaders, they fucked up. They fucked up. And so they are trying to unalive us because of our leadership. And I'm like, hit MAGA. Let's give them the coordinates to where MAGA lives. Because I'm like, yo, MAGA is mostly in the South. They got at least one tooth in their mouth. They mostly gums, and they mostly stupid. Any red hat, have at it. Any red hat, have at it. You see a red hat with MAGA on it, do your thing, Iran. But please, leave the ones who did not want this, didn't want the smoke. The rest of us didn't want the smoke. If you're going to do something, give them the coordinates to MAGA. If you find a MAGA farm or a MAGA neighborhood, I would leave it and I would say, hey, post the coordinates to this location right here. Because if you're going to hit somebody, get their ass, not us. We didn't do anything. We didn't want it, and we still don't want to smoke with y'all. Not that we're scared of you. We're just saying we didn't start nothing. We don't want nothing. They started it, and they should get the repercussions, not us. So please check out where the red hats are at. Please do your research, Iran. Look where MAGA voted the most. Those are your locations that you're more than likely safe to miss the good Americans that did not want this war. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't want nothing. I don't want the smoke. Give it to them. They deserve it, 100%. And Donald Trump, they deserve it. We don't. And then we can get back to peace and make some actual conversations and meet together and say, hey, you can make 1.5% uranium. Now, they ain't going to get that no more after this war. But nah, we good. We back to 3.5 or nothing at all. Let's continue bombing. Donald Trump and his merry men of dipshits and women or merry MAGA dipshits, they didn't have no plan for this. You can't tell me they organized this, because if they did organize it, they dumb as hell. They left thousands of people. I thought it was 6,000. There was over 20,000, 24,000 Americans over in the Middle East. Just left them and told them, yeah, you can get out. Just make this phone call to this place. And that place didn't have the phone number to tell them where to go until the third day of the fucking war. Third or fourth day. Some people made it back. Kudos to you. Thank God you made it back. Others are still stuck. Donald Trump out here trying to pretend like we set them up. No, these people who made it back, they made it off their own coin. They have to have the money. What happens to the people over there that didn't have a reserve of money? They stuck. America's not helping them. They ain't putting no money out to help them. We got poor people in American streets. We got poor people who are living paycheck to paycheck. We got everything in this country going like haywire. And these assholes want to start a war for no fucking reason. To give us 6 or 7 reasons in a week. And you know what's so trip? Israel had one. They literally had like 3 explanations, but they had those 3 immediately. It is America that was all over the place. And then we finally did what? Got onto Israel's plan of what the hell the war was about. They fumbled around, and that Israel's definition of the reason for this war was their nuclear program. The nuclear program was obliterated. So I don't know how you come back for an obliteration 6 months later. Obliterated means you said it was gone. It would never have one for years to come, and somehow months later, your obliteration bounced back. You can't have us believe that you obliterated their nuclear program and bragged about it on every news program. And now that you're blowing them up again, we're trying to do the exact same thing. So either you're lying in or you're lying now. Either way, the truth has not come out. But that's what Bibi Netanyahu was telling his people, that there's a big threat in that area, that everybody's trying to get Israel. I want to know, Israel, what have you done that everybody wants you out of that region? Because I can't fathom that you're innocent, that everybody wants you out. You're talking about Palestine wants you out. Hamas wants you out. Now you're saying Iran wants you out. All these other countries you're talking about hitting, they want you out. And I'm like, at some point, you got to admit it's you. I mean, come on. At some point, everybody. Now, I'm going to tell you, even MAGA, you can come along too with this little ride. I know your brain cells are going to hurt. But if you hang around a bunch of people, right, and everybody's like, something stink. They're like, something stink. Smell like somebody's breath is kicking up in here. And everybody just sets up a little perimeter around you, but nobody wants to come near you. And you smell it too. Smell rotten. Now, if everybody done formed a moat around your ass, it's you, bitch. The funk is coming from you. It's just that simple. So obviously, Israel, the funk must be coming from you, because you always got the problem. At some point in time, when you yelling wolf, bitch, somehow you're the one selling the wolf tickets, because there's no way in hell you're the only person everybody wants to fuck with. Not unless you're the one's been fucking with everybody else and they supposed to back up off of you. How about you sit your ass in your corner and just be a country and be cool instead of trying to fuck with everybody? Because no matter what you're trying to do, you can't do it by yourself. If America can't do it by itself and you a baby to America, then you might want to sit your little fucking ass down and chill for a second instead of always trying to fight people, because sooner or later, somebody else is going to win. You only got so many times before you lose. And if you're always starting a fight, somebody else going to beat you down eventually. And it's going to end up being some country like America is going to kick you to the curb, and then you really fucked. You can only holler, weapons of mass destruction, nuclear system, we need this, we need that, so many times before people say, shut the fuck up, you're lying. Produce material, bitch. If you ain't got no material, shut the fuck up. At some point in time. And I think that time is now. The next time this man hollers nuclear weapons, y'all don't yell enough. Even if that country is building a nuclear weapon, you don't scream too much that we shouldn't listen. We should not listen. We shouldn't jump. We shouldn't feel froggy. We should just wait until one of them hits you. Then we'll come and protect. But other than that, this preemptive bullshit, you don't cried wolf too many fucking times. And every time, 20-something years in Iraq and in Afghanistan, no weapons of mass destruction. He was wrong. He was dead wrong. And we still sending billions this way because this fool, Iran's got them now. Didn't you just blow that shit up months ago? You fell for it before. And in less than a year, We don't bomb them twice for the same fucking thing. And the first time we said we got rid of it. And Bibi Netanyahu still talking in his ear. They still got him. Your paranoid ass needs to sit the fuck down and fight this shit by yourself. If you lose, you lose. But at some point in time, you got to fly on your own, baby. America's got to step the fuck back and wait. If somebody else win, we just got to become friends with the person who just beat your ass. Because other than that, we should not be putting money into something that is not working. Because this is not working. If every fucking few years, your ass is crying, somebody's trying to fuck with you, it just might be you. I'm just saying. It just appears to me we need to start making deals with Palestine and say fuck Israel. Because they keep starting fights all the fucking time. And then want us to come in and save them. I'm done. As an American, I'm done with it. There ain't no more crying wolf with me. Now, this right here, again, you're anti-Semitic. Fuck you. It ain't anti-Semitic. I'm pro-American. I am not Israel. And I'm not going to be protecting Israel. I'm going to protect America. America first. Not Israel first. Not Iran first. Not Palestine first. Not anybody first. And I ain't even all into this MAGA shit. Y'all try to come up with this America first like it belongs to you. No. I think Americans, regardless of MAGA, we want to put America first so that we can take care, even though MAGA don't want this shit, we got to take care of our poor, our sick. We got to get health care. We got to be able to pay down our debt. We need to start building more industries in this country that could become massive that may not need to be putting products together. It may be a whole reimagined industry type of thing that every country is going to need. But we need to focus on America and not bombing other people. Because if we focus on America, and only when people try to fuck with us do we fuck back instead of always running over somebody and fucking with other people, maybe we can build America to be a greater country than what it is or ever has been. But if we're always using our resources to go bully somebody because somebody else told us to jump, how stupid do we look? Because right now we're in a war that we don't even know what the fuck is going on, and Israel's the one that's going to benefit. Even if we win this so-called war, who benefits? Israel. Why the fuck are we fighting for Israel? We're not the hired muscle. We're supposed to be the brains of this organization. And Donald Trump is an idiot. Tired of it, bro. Tired of it. At some point, we got to pull out and say, you know what? We don't spend so much money and time with y'all. We'll still provide you weapons, but you're going to have to fight your own battles. Just like we're doing with Ukraine. You got to fight your own battles. You got to fight your own, baby. You're on your own. You're grown now. Start making grown decisions. Start making sure that you can be able to win the battles in which you get in. If you can't, then you need to shut the fuck up, sit down, and accept what you got. If you got a nice little small little army going, then deal with what your army can deal with. But not unless it's imminent, which I don't believe you know how to spell the word, Bibi Netanyahu, nor what the term definition actually means. Because you say shit is imminent since 1996, and ain't none of it been imminent. Hell, most of it didn't even exist. Oh, scary ass Israeli dude. They're trying to get me. Shut the fuck up and go back to sleep. Oh, nightmare having ass. So today we find out polls, I don't necessarily care about polls much, but 56% of the people oppose the war. I don't understand how 40% want it, but again, we got a lot of people who just blindly go into shit, don't have education worth a damn. The first thing we need to do, we need to spend a lot of money in education. I be damned. If you are a person that wanted the Department of Education to go away, you need to move out of the country. We need to kick you out of the country. Because the reason why Iran is fucking with us is because per capita, they're genius compared to this damn country. They have figured out. Now, I just found this out today. I found out yesterday. But today I dug deep into the definition of like the, is it asymmetric war? Something of that nature. But what it is this. It's America. Well, not America, but this is the thing. America is power. We got all the power. We got all the might. We're strong. We're Popeye after he ate his spinach and shit. That's who America is. What Iran is teaching the rest of the world is you're never too big to fail. And there's more ways to win than to have more or less bombs than somebody else. So what Iran is doing, and I was digging deep into this, and this is just from my perspective. This is what I'm seeing. I'm predicting this shit. I get a situation. So what Iran is doing is that, again, you see the asymmetric fight is like, it's not fair, right? America and Israel, like Israel has, we give them the weapons for it, but they have a machine, the weaponry to be able to, the Iron Dome, to be able to shoot up a bunch of rockets, to be able to get rid of or make one of their rockets blow up in the sky. So the Iron Dome process, everybody's kind of see it. So it takes anywhere from 2 and then sometimes even 14 of those bitches to be able to knock down one drone. Up to 14. Do you understand each one of those bitches costs $1 million? So $1 million they shooting up in the air. How long can you sustain a weaponry of $1 million? Every time you send one up, how can you sustain that? Well, after a while, you can't. You're borrowing money from people. And who are you going to borrow money from? China, Japan. Those are people who own most of our debt. So if you start buying shit from China and Japan, well, first of all, they might not buy it. Matter of fact, they might start selling their stock and say, hey, give us our money. And then we really fucked because our dollar starts to go down. That's how we're so stuck in this situation right now. Because China, it has no reason to buy more stock from us because the oil they're getting from is from this country. And if Iran says, you fuck with America, we ain't giving you your oil. Well, America, we're going to hook up with you after the war. We'll be good. And then we ain't going to invest no more, but we ain't going to take our money out. If it gets bad, Iran might say, look, you're going to have to take your money out of America because they're still fucking with us. And if they take their money out of America and say, hey, look, we need our money back, and America doesn't pay it back, then we kind of fuck. Because then nobody else wants to loan us money. So we start to dry up on a lot of shit. Now, this is a long time to do it because we got a lot of weaponry and stuff we built over the years. We got a lot of it. So it ain't like it's running out tomorrow or even a year or two. I'm just saying. That's a strategy in which they're playing. They're playing a long game. They understand that America's going to be blowing the fuck up out of them. But the reality is they got a lot of these different proxy groups all over, not just in their region, all over the world. And so when it gets to the worst part, they'll release those people that are in our country and others to start blowing up known places. But that's last ditch effort shit. Okay? The stuff that they're doing is they're being, like you've noticed, they've hit so many countries. I heard 9, but then I read earlier today there was less than 9, like 6 or something like that. But multiple countries they've hit. Saudi Arabia, and they told, and all these Middle East countries, they've talked to their leaders and said, we're not against you. We're not going to hit any of your properties. If they're going to be properties that you may own, but it's only the places in which you house Americans and their military bases. And they've gotten the okay from every one of these countries. Now, America may be sitting here saying, oh, look, they're blowing up this country and they're starting a big war. Nope, they've already notified that country and told them, your American bases are at risk. We are at war with America. We cannot have you fucking with us and letting them be there. They've gotten an okay. Spain won't let us use their military bases, the airports, the land, or nothing. So they got us locked up and hemmed up to some degree. Now, we still got some leeway. But the way they're fighting this fight is way smarter than us. They're literally sending up a shit ton of these. They can make these things easy. They cost these drones, 20 to 50,000 a pop. They are loaded with them. And they can literally make 8,000 a day. Come on now. They lighten up, and the thing is that they're trying, and from what I heard, now this is what I heard from earlier, like that they're trying to get those launchers, those interceptors, the ones that are part of the Iron Dome. Those things are big and hard to move. They drive them in trucks, but the trucks are huge, weighs tonnage, right? And they got to drive these things slowly to a location, put them down, hunker them down, and then the rockets are on top of them. They shoot them off. They blow those things up, Israel's fucked. They get to those, and if that starts happening in the news, interceptor launcher was blown up. Another interceptor launcher was blown up. Keep in mind, Russia's helping them with intel to learn about these particular things, not only about America, but also through Israel. And you know, at some point in time, the Palestinians or the Hamas is a part of, I think, of these proxies. They're going to start launching on Israel as well. I mean, this is the perfect time to continue launching because now you got help without even asking for help. It's just happening. So it's a lot. And for Donald Trump and his dipshit is army of dumb fucks, not the actual military people. I respect them because the generals did not understand this war at all, from what I've been told by one of the generals who's retired. This war was okayed by either Donald Trump, Bibi Netanyahu, and was defined by Pete Hegseth, not the generals. So you can understand why it's chaotic, because the generals didn't plan this shit. They did. Wow. It's just the idea that the brainiacs didn't plan this shit. The dipshits did. Jesus Christ. It's insane to me. I just never thought. I mean, I didn't think he was capable of doing anything, but I just didn't think this is going to happen. All this stuff, right when we start to get the Epstein files and Donald Trump's all in them. We already knew that. But the ones they were looking for the ones they hid. And once they said the ones they were hid, that we found out about they had 50,000 or something like that hid that may have Donald Trump in it. We found that out that Friday. He launched on Saturday. I mean, it could be coincidence, but it's just odd how the coincidences connect. So now we're in the midst of all this hell. And what are we going to do about it? They said today, late today, around 5 or something like that, I saw that Donald Trump, and this is intel that they got from some source or another, that Donald Trump is contemplating, he's frustrated, and he's contemplating putting boots on the ground in Iran. Now, because this was reported on like an hour or so ago, 2 hours ago, whatever it was, they asked, I think, a general, I believe, like, what does that mean? What do you think? What do you think about this? And he said, not good. And it was like, why? I said, because Iran is a country of 92 million people. And you're asking our military men and women to come in and try and control 92 million people? That ain't going to turn out well. It's not a smart move. He couldn't fathom any general ordering that up. I don't believe Donald Trump and his people, that he's running it, not the military people, just Pete Hegseth and these leaders. I have no idea that they know what the fuck they're talking about. These generals are like, whoa, that ain't good for our people. 92 million, and you're going to send 10,000 troops to try and control. You're sending them right into a hot, like, bed of you don't know what they got there. They know that you have to get on their soil via the water or via some plane, helicopter. The moment they see you coming, and not even that, they probably planned already. The beaches are all set up with all kind of bombs and weaponry. So you just landing on foot on their soil, more than likely you're going to end up dead. That's your children dying, go into an area where they're highly equipped to light our asses up on site. And you got a dipshit that didn't understand that he was getting into a war, a forever war, thinking it was going to be 4-week wars or 4-day wars. Just a few days. Then it moved to 4 or 5 weeks, and then it went to whenever long we got to do it. All that, dude. We have only been in this war since what? Friday? It is literally the 7th day. Saturday. It is the 6th day. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No, 7th day. 7th day. We're in this war. And this shit done told us at least 6 to 10 reasons why. Bibi Netanyahu told his people 3 reasons immediately and has never moved away from it. We've moved toward his explanation. Yeah. He said nuclear weapons, their missile program, and the threat is real against Israel. Those 3 things are the reason why he went to war with them. Where was the threat? Why was it imminent? And how can they have nuclear weapons when America destroyed them and you even agree with it? And them having ballistic missiles, they've always had the ballistic missiles. Nobody said they couldn't have ballistic missiles. They have to defend themselves somehow. So you're telling them they shouldn't have weapons at all to defend themselves. The nuclear situation is gone according to both of you. And then you got a threat. So you feel like it's a threat against Israel. They don't have what you thought they had. They've always had these weapons, so they never shot them at you. They got a shit ton of them. If they were waiting until they got, 20 million of them they're going to shoot you or start killing you? How would you know that? You wouldn't. What intel do you have? Nobody's producing anything. Insanity, yo. Insanity. One of the other things that happened today was Donald Trump was at a meeting with some some athletic kids in their 20s. I don't know what that is. I guess it was some college and other. I wasn't into it. But he was there, and Fox's Peter Doocy asked him a question that was imminent because it was happening and he heard about it and he wanted to get the president's word on it. And he asked him the question. He said, we just heard over the wire that Russia has decided to give Iran coordinates to our military bases and weaponry and stuff of that nature. Do you know anything about that? And, anything of that nature, right? And Donald Trump was mad at Peter Doocy. He said, you know what, Doocy? He didn't say Doocy, but you know what? I like you. You're a good reporter, but this is not the place to be asking me. I'm like, you're at the White House, fool. Where are you supposed to ask you this shit at? And it just came down. Is he supposed to wait another week? No. He's supposed to ask the question once it came over the wire that America's threatened. I don't give a fuck if you're reading a book to a kid like Bush was, or you're talking to a bunch of kids about football, or whatever the sport they're in. Once you find out that there's more of a threat to America based off of some information, if you don't know it, then the next thing you should do, excuse me, man, I got to go take care of our country. You guys enjoy yourself. I'll come back out if I get any information. I'll come out and be able to help you out with whatever y'all doing. But you guys enjoy this. Enjoy the house. Have a good time. And then you bounce and go handle America's business. You don't sit here and be like, I can't believe you brought that up. Brought what up? That you put us into a war, and now the country in which you like to kiss the nuts of is talking about giving our military bases, which means more of our military people will die because they'll know where the fuck we're at, because your big mouth and loving the hell out of Putin and put him inside the beast of the vehicle, knowing that you like to brag. The last time Russians came to the White House, you gave them American secrets and then said, oh, I declassified them, but you hadn't declassified them. You told them secrets that they should not know. You think he wasn't in that vehicle trying to wax and shine Putin inside the beast, which no other enemy has ever been in our vehicles? And you're going to sit here and tell us that when you find out that same country is going to give the country in which you're fighting more coordinates? They're already hitting us without these coordinates. He's going to give them more coordinates about where the fuck we're at. And you don't go handle that? You just sit there and say, it's just disrespectful to talk about it when we're at here with the kids. The fuck are you talking about? Once you find out, your intel should have told you this shit. But it just came across the wires. He just asked about it. That's what he's supposed to do. That's his job. He got pissed. You know this man don't care about American citizens in our military. He don't care about them at all. He didn't even get his ass up and go and find out from his intel or anything like that and say, you know what, I gotta go. He sat there and continued talking to these kids as if he just didn't get information. And he said, oh, that'll be simple. We'll take care of that. How's it gonna be simple? How's it gonna be simple? You act like you just found out about it, but it's like, then you got pissed because you were asked a question about the country you were elected to protect. No, I just don't know. I just don't know. How did MAGA not get shitty with that? Last thing, Kristi Noem. Ooh, that girl in trouble. That girl in trouble, yo. The reason why I want you, and here's the thing, I want to give kudos to the Democrat Party. I give credit where credit is due. Y'all pissed me off on some things, but I can't remember his last name. I can't remember his first name. Nagoose. Let me see if I can get his name right here, real quick. Y'all know it. Joe Nagoose. Joe Nagoose, representative. That brother. Now, he was the one who was talking to Kristi Noem, and he caught her ass with some information that she should have known, and caught her in the lie about the, not the 220 million, but about other stuff. And so when she said under oath that Donald Trump knew about the $220 million that she's $220-something million that she spent on this campaign, and I think his last name was Kennedy, the Republican senator, said representative. I think he's a senator. He said to her, did Donald Trump know about this 220? Did he okay it? And she said yes. And then later, that same senator said he spoke to Donald Trump, and Donald Trump was hotter than a murder hornet or some shit like that. His country thing. I had never heard it, but I've heard something similar. So, and that's what he said. So the Democrats launched onto that shit. Beautiful. I love it. They launched on it and said, wait a minute, Donald Trump, they know he's lying, but that don't matter because he said it. So he said he didn't have nothing to do with it. Although he didn't fire her, he gave her a different job. Well, they're putting him and her on the hot seat. Why? Because they want to charge her with lying under oath. Now, if they go forward through that and they get to that and they have to interrogate her or do whatever under oath again, she's going to have to tell the truth and prove that either Donald Trump did know he's lying or that she lied. Now, if she lied, she's in trouble. If she told the truth and Donald Trump lied and she can prove it, Donald's the one that's going to end up with the shit. She's going to lose her job no matter what. This new position that she's in, she's going to lose it once she throws him under the bus, which she's going to have to do or possibly serve time. Woo. That right there was playing chess. There you go, Democrats. That was playing chess. I was like, holy shit, they got him. They had him in the corner with that one. We'll see if they continue with it, but good job, Democrats. And Joe Nagoose, yeah, but I give it to you. I give it to you. And also that Senator, what's his name? Kennedy. Senator Kennedy, country dude. Good for you for what you did. It's hard for me to give you credit, but I got to give it to you. You got her. Now, will you continue? And I think he did that to get Donald Trump out of trouble and put it on her so she get fired. But he didn't know he threw the noose right around Donald Trump's neck because he's the one who said that Donald Trump said, I didn't do it. He was mad. So he's also now a witness, this senator. You're now a witness to what Donald Trump did because you're the one who said it. Donald Trump didn't say it. So you kind of cornered your own boy. But we good with that. I'm happy about it. So hopefully Democrats continue to follow through on that. And that'll be awesome. So we'll get them in a position of of being responsible for their actions and their lies and deceit. Other than that, it's been a tough week, y'all. I know everybody's been through it. I've been through it. I've been tired and drained off of all this craziness that we've had to deal with. This week has been filled with sadness, losing 6 lives. I heard there's more lives than that, but that was just, again, that's rumor until they actually have the names. Still haven't found out why they only have 4 names for the longest time and then 2 names later. The only thing I can think of is that the bodies were so torn apart that it took them a while to actually recognize who they were. That's the sad part. They may have taken the biggest brunt of the explosion, in which there were just pieces of them left, so they had to find out who they were. That's the only way I could think that you would have 6 and leaving 2 out for like the longest time that they did. Again, prayers go out to them and their families. I pray that no more people go out there. But we did see a video of, what's her name? Christine Levitt. I think that's her first name. She came out today. And she came out and spoke out in the lawn or somewhere on the parking lot, whatever, near the White House. And her definition of what was going to happen in this war was basically what Donald Trump had said. They kind of juxtaposed it to back in the day, who was in Iraq or whatever. I think he was a president still, during that time. And before, he had made up the plans to get out of Iraq and Iran, whatever. Iraq and, at that time, Afghanistan. And they said, well, how you plan on getting out? And he said, we're just going to claim that we won and leave. They said, what? Yeah, we're just going to claim victory and leave. So even though there's no victory, you're just going to claim it and leave. So, that was played beforehand. And then she came out, and this is what they had juxtaposed to that. She said the same thing. She said, we'll determine when we win and when we decide to pull out, things of that nature. So her statement was basically the same thing, saying basically Donald Trump, it seems like it, he's thinking about declaring winning and just bouncing. We're going to see how that works. I don't think that's going to work. You don't kill somebody already. It ain't happening, Jack. So that was one thing that they thought. And then later on that day, he said they're thinking about sending troops. So my thing is they're scrambling. They're trying to figure out what to do. Because she's saying, Caroline Levitt saying that, we'll decide when we win and leave when we decide. And then he's coming out and saying, I'm thinking about putting boots on the ground. It's scramble mode. And when another country sees that you have no fucking clue what you're doing, they're not going to get too froggy and jump in front of you, but they're going to let you hang yourself. They're going to continue their strategy. And their strategy is blowing up every base in the area. And you know what's going to happen with that? Ladies and gentlemen, even if we win, America, or if we lose and pull out, you know what this means, right? These other countries that we're blowing up the bases on in the Middle East, they ain't allowing us to build those bitches back. Mark my words. They ain't gonna allow us to build them back. So they're doing these countries a favor that want America out of the Middle East. They're blowing up all the bases. And once they blow up all these bases, they ain't letting you back on that bitch to build. They're going to blow it up again. Every time you come, boom, boom. And it's going to be like no more in this area. I guarantee you that's something they're going to try. Will they win? Will they be successful at it? I'm not sure. But I believe they got enough people in that Middle East that's fed up with America that they'll sit back and let them do it. And then claim like, we can't do nothing about it. They're still blowing up shit. We're just going to have to say we can't have you here. What can we do? They're blowing it up every time. I'm just saying, it's a strategy. If I was them, I would do. It's a smart strategy for them, not necessarily for us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you guys have a great night. Y'all be safe. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you on Monday doing what we do. Always telling the truth, being straight facts, no chaser. You know how it is. You guys have a great evening, great weekend, and I'll see you when I see you.